I'll start it up and I'll show you. So with the valve cover off, you can really hear it.
I also own a farm.
Here we go. You're now watching the 2024 season of Farming with Duffy Ag. Welcome back to the channel. So, previously we got the stock shredder ready to go back to its owner. Got to get cleaned up. We worked on the Mack some. So today, we got to go back to Fleet Pride, get hopefully everything we need, and be in a good place for that truck. But going right past where the stock shredder actually belongs to. So I figured probably should bring it back at that point. But in the meantime, let's check on the calves, make sure they're doing okay. They got cleaned out a few videos ago. And yeah, I think they were loving it. It's supposed to be 50 something today. 53, I think. Yeah. We're getting closer to spring, I'm telling you that. So they must have a little bit of hay left there. Give them some grain. And they've just been rocking and rolling, to be honest. We'll check how their bedding looks now. You guys are awesome. Norman pulling up the rear. What's up, Norman? So let me check on them. Well, they made a little bit of a mess with the hay, but that was better. Oh, not sure how that got in there. That was better. Their bedding looks real good in here. Clean bedding, always nice. So, alrighty, let's dive into it. We got to get the stock shredder on the pickup and get that pointed east. It's like a 15-mile ride, not even. Trying to think exactly. Yeah, probably right around there. Got the jack fixed up a little bit here. Drilled a new hole, put a bolt through it, and yeah, we'll see if that works as far as holding it. So he did mention that that jack was just twisted based off of when it was sitting level. So little things, figured bring it back in the same or better shape as far as anything that gave trouble. It is on. We got to put a pin through that. Otherwise we're good to go. We're gonna blow it down with the air gun, and then I'll give it a quick wash. Pickup could use a quick wash, and then we'll get going. Just gonna hit it with the Giraffe Tools pressure washer. Gotta turn my outside water back on. We gotta plumb it a little bit better. Oh, make sure that's tight. And wash the truck up. Giraffe actually hit me up and they said, hey, you've utilized the pressure washer, which has been great for smaller jobs. Washing something down really been good. The extension cord reel, and they hit me up and said, hey, you want to give vacuum a tray. So Giraffe Tools, we're gonna hit this up. We're gonna take this out of the box. That way we got a way to vacuum out the pickup, stuff like that. It's not a shop vacuum. I keep my shop stuff in here, and a lot of people have asked why I don't park the pickup in the garage, which the garage, yes, the wall's got to get painted someday. It's been like that since 2009, so I think we're okay for a little bit longer, I know. But that will allow, when somebody has a car of that size, which that will happen at some point, it can come in, get vacuumed up. I have pulled the pickup in, messed around with it, but it's not long. The pickup's too long to fit in the garage, which is kind of annoying. But let me pull this out. We'll see what we got to work with. It is a much bigger unit than I expected. That's wild. I like it. So it's got 2 mounting bracket placements. Everything should be here, same as prior. So let me see what we got. Okay, the mounting brackets are in the bottom here. Took me a minute to realize that. It helps when you read the directions like it says. So all accessories, everything. Okay, so we got the whole mechanism there. And what they send you is this sheet, which is the install template. I'm thinking like right here. That way I can back my pickup all the way up to here. Are we level? We look pretty level-ish. I don't know. Could go right here and follow that line because that line's got to be straight, right? There we go. So here's where we're at. Actually, might as well go ahead and just okay, drill them all. Got the mounting brackets up there. I might have put this a little tall. We got it. It does say remove this, which I did not realize that it was Wi-Fi connected. We got a little issue with the lag bolts. That was on me, but got all the accessories put on and we're good to go. That's cool that it turns it on and off from here. So, I don't know how much length there is here, but we're gonna find out. Oh, I don't know. Okay. I'd say there's enough length here. So I'll go ahead. Oh, on, not off. Yeah, we gotta clean this pickup up some. Okay. Well, now we got a vacuum for cleaning up the cars and whatnot here in the house garage. That is convenient. So that goes right there and we're good to go. So all the accessories, Giraffe tool. Let's jump on the pressure washer, get this all pressure washed up. Quick install. I did mess up the lag bolts. That was on me. But gotta watch this. I realized what time it was, and well, I did a half something job, and we're on the move. So pickup didn't get washed that well. But rinse down that, and let's see if we can get out of here without dropping it off the side of the road. It's so tight. We gotta do something. There we go. Gorgeous day. 55 degrees out. Woo. I love it. So just jumping east on 20 here. I didn't even film anything. So drop that off, got a tour of their place. Yeah, some potential work. We'll see what comes this spring. And now we can go to Fleet Pride and hopefully they got everything for us. We'll see. Got the valves, got 2 out of the 4 filters. So a little annoyed on that. Yeah, it is what it is. It's the same filter that we struggled to find. We actually got it off of Amazon previously for the other truck, so we'll have to do that. They said, oh, it was ordered, but it was on a list for somebody's vehicle, and so they couldn't pull it, but it's back ordered. So at the end of the day, we got some of it and we got to wrap it up. So me and Yanko are gonna go home and get it done. Previously we swung through Fleet Pride, was supposed to get the last stuff, but they were back ordered on that top air filter, which we had the same problem with the silage truck. Jump back on Amazon, got 2 off Amazon, so they're here tomorrow. But what we got to do this morning, we got new push-pull valves for the both the tractor and the trailer. I think the trailer is in there. And we're gonna throw those in so that we can air the system back up. Well, we can start it, mess around. Yeah, the truck's getting really, really close. We might actually run it towards the end of the week, give it a shakedown. But we got to figure out charging and our oil and what our little tick is that's going on. So otherwise, it's pretty much there. We got tiny little things, like I said, the boots and stuff like that to get back together, and she'll be back on the road. So first things first, we got to put all the fittings back together the proper way, and that means always take pictures before you take something apart. Otherwise it gets awkward. Did I take pictures? Yeah, it was a while ago. Not very good pictures. Holy smokes. What? Okay, well, we'll rebuild the wall. Huh. Interesting. I didn't take very good pictures at all. So we are doing, what valve are we doing? This valve. Nope. Not that valve. No, we're doing this valve. It's quite the contraption. So I believe this is our air pressure indicator for low air, and that is our brake release light, I think, for the parking brake set where it lights up, I believe. Because that says 70 PSI on it. That's what I'm thinking. One done. This one should be easier. It's got less ports. Got the second one together. That took me forever because I could not find that fitting. So I found one in the box. Got it going. I just don't know where it went. But both valves are good to go. Throw them back in. We got to take the nuts off of them. I don't know why when you get new valves you don't get the nuts that hold them in place. Doesn't really make sense to me. But we got new handles. We got everything else. So we are back in. Got both valves in. Everything should be good. All wired back up. I'm gonna start the truck up and we're gonna see if we got air leaks. And then we can put the handles back on as far as the push-pull handles. Still got to figure out exactly what's going on the other side as far as the charging of the 24-volt system. But I got the jumper pack on it, so I figure it's probably going to start right up. I hope. Oop. So we'll let it air up and see what we can do. Hopefully not all that. Oh, tools are falling. It's so smoky because it sat outside all summer. Got, well, moisture into it, but not much. Like, didn't pour down it. It was just in the... Well, she's a little smoky. She's got to be run. But as you see, the louver's actually shot. So that helps the motor. And somebody always tells me they're louvers or they're not louvers. We're calling them louvers. Shutters. They're shutters, okay. Shutters or louvers, whatever you want to call them. They actually shot so the truck warms up faster, which is cool. And then somebody said, well, you got to get rid of that because if they shut and you're driving, you'll overheat. Look at your gauge. Look at your light. So truck brakes, we'll let it air up. I don't hear any leaks. This was leaking right out of the front seal. Okay. This is the trailer. Brand new valve and it's leaking out of the back. I don't know why. Valve leaks no matter what. So it's off right now. It's disengaged. And actually, now it really leaks, right? Well, actually, that, where does that go up to? I don't know where that actually goes. Maybe some... Well, took it right out. So it leaks no matter what out of this valve. And it is plumbed the right way. Everything's good there. It just leaks. Which is annoying because it's a brand new valve. I don't know if it says where it's made. It's probably not America, but that is the world we live in. Well, with that valve was sitting over there. Yep. I don't know. We're going to take it apart and see. Actually, I want to take this one apart first and see. So this one leaks out of the front, which over time that happens. A pair of vice grips. I don't know how old these valves are, so. Definitely a Monday. Things are just not going well. Not going smooth. But we'll get this apart. I don't know if you guys saw any of that. Okay. So it's got an O-ring in there. I take it this one. I don't know. We're going to find out. We might just have to lubricate and it won't leak. Who knows? Who knows? So we'll loosen it first. We're not going to be able to get a screwdriver on that one. So if you take those two bolts off, the whole back half comes out. I guess we could have got a rebuild kit for this or something. But you can see the seal blew right out there. There's a section of it missing. I don't know enough about them. Do I have to take the other half off? Oh no, it will come. Most of it will come right out. Oh yeah. Never mind, we don't have to take it apart. It comes right out. The majority of it comes right out the back. It wasn't tight. I'm gonna check what that seal looks like and then we're gonna tighten it right down. That might be our problem. That it wasn't tight and it was just blown. I don't know if that makes it any difference. So there's two in there. I guess we're gonna find out what's really going on. Don't come out the front. Oh, Yeah, it springs out no matter what. Come on. It's come out without me having to take the other half apart. It should come apart the same way. That one come apart that way. Oh, it's got that little groove to it. I guess we'll pop that off. And I should... What kind of engineer designed that so the bolt doesn't go past it? And yeah, I technically probably should have just brought it back, got another one. Wasted more of my life and time and everything else. Oh, it's the little stuff like this that eats up large quantity of time. Okay. The O-rings are all there. I don't know why they're leaking though. I'm just going to hook up the supply for right now. If it leaks, it's going to tell us. But we got no air, so we got to let it air up. Got it aired up. It didn't leak, but it wouldn't let it engage itself. Now it's engaged. We're at 100 PSI. Yeah, just under 95. We're not leaking, which is normal. That's your exhaust. Okay, lubrication, I think that nut was set wrong. So it was letting it wasn't tight enough, so when it was engaged, it wasn't sealing against the back, that centerpiece. I like it. Let me put it back on, and then we got to figure out this. I think I put it in the wrong port. I think they were different. We even got a brand new handle. So previously we just had the black handle. That might have been the reason I forgot to pull it out. So if you don't know, this truck was hooked to the fertilizer trailer. I got out. The trailer brakes were engaged, but on that trailer it just has service brakes. So I got out, didn't set the truck brakes, didn't even think about it. I jumped out to move the I jumped out to move the 46 and then I said, oh, I gotta fuel it up. So if you don't know, with service brakes, eventually they air down. So they aired down when I was sitting there staring at it, which probably is a little too quick for airing down, but it rolled away. I watched it roll away and chase after it. So that now we got a nice colorful one, so we know that we gotta apply it. And I know there's people in the comments that say every time we talk about it, oh, are you gonna apply the brakes? Yeah. It happens more than you know to people. Well, you only do it once and then you never do it again. But I was far enough away, I was never gonna stop it. So truck is back in a much, much better place. I got one for the trailer too. I gotta figure out what's going on. So, oh, they're applied. We're good. We're up at 130. Very good. So we had to lubricate those O-rings and adjust the nut placement. So let me pop the trailer one out and go from there. I put this one together the same exact way. I didn't even look. That's the exhaust. That's the delivery. Yeah. I also didn't think about that. So previously these were plumbed together, so the air source came from here. The problem with that setup the Landau trailer, you shouldn't lock the trailer, you should lock the truck and move the trailer by itself. I had to lock the trailer and move the truck. So as Adam, who I got the trailer from, said, you're gonna bend a piston if you do that too much. So now it's plumbed right in. We added this line, went up to the junction box up there, well, manifold up there for the air. I don't know if it's gonna work as good because the exhaust on this has a sensor on it for some reason. I'm not really sure what their thought was on that sensor, but right now the delivery line and the exhaust line are switched, so it won't even let me engage it. So I gotta swap these this way, which might give me some trouble as far as room, but we could flip everything over. Way longer than it should have, but now we got a valve that doesn't leak, works properly. We even got a separate trailer valve, all new, so we shouldn't have any issues there. We honestly should be good to go. As far as what's left in the cab, that was the major thing. That's it. We got the shifty balls, they're all good, doors, everything else like that. Yeah, we got a little bit of things to do under the hood still. We're gonna switch the air cleaner cap and stuff like that. But somebody did remind me, I told you guys to remind me, Yanko needs his air ride seat plumbed in. So where we're at is I have an air ride hose right there. It's plumbed in. Yanko has an air ride hose that is not connected to anything, so we gotta pull his out from behind there and probably tee it into mine. Airline feed goes into the switch, goes to, well, starts here. So I'm gonna run across, hook it into mine, but I'll probably disconnect right there and we'll run a whole new hose around. This seat is good. It's an original Mack seat out of it. Actually, it was a New York State truck that then a guy bought and sold me it. So the tan is the previous, the 70s trucks, and then they turned gray. That seat that I ride in is much more comfortable than this seat, to be honest. I don't know why. I absolutely love that seat. It needs to be, you know, reconditioned a little bit there, reupholstered. But I'm going to pop this one off and we'll run a new complete hose across. I'm going to tee it into the other seat, and those are all missing, which less than ideal. We gotta reorder some. White truck, we use these push style connectors, which they're okay. I use them as straights because they run the manure trailer. They're all air fed as far as the valves, and then you can push them, disconnect them. So I had two of these in the white truck. I'll use one on this. All plumbed in. Look at that. He's even got tennis ball that. He's all hooked up. But he does like low ratting some. That way he can rest his head right against there. So we'll have to ask him where he wants it because, you know, he doesn't have any thumbs. He can't do it work that. But living the good life now, bud. I don't know where he went. I do got lunch in the oven, so I gotta go do that quick. But there he is. We'll be back in a sec. On to our next project on the truck. We still got to get hose clamps, run the lines in. I think I got some idea for some new boots. Fleet Pride really, they said, oh, we got them coming, but they might not be here for months. That annoyed me. But what we got to do, the truck has a tick, and when I fire it up, we'll listen to it. And honestly, I don't know if it's the fuel side or if we got a valve. So the easiest way, we'll kill one cylinder at a time by taking the injection line off. Of course, covering it. We're going to make somewhat of a mess, but we'll fire it up and we'll listen to if it's the same noise. So what I'm doing right now is cracking each line so I know they're loose before we mess around. They're pretty hard. And so Jason previously, our buddy there, well, my buddy there, who has a six-wheeler R model from back where I used to live, sent me a helper. And I was like, that's going to be handy. And I didn't think I was going to use it this soon. I don't know if you guys can see any of it. But it's a wrench helper instead of using another wrench. So there we go. Because I already hit my elbow twice on things as I was trying to get them off. This is slick. It is a altitude craft. Yeah. Altitude. I guess that made sense, right? No, probably not. I never even thought about this being a thing. And you can put a ratchet on the other side. So I didn't think, he said, hey, I don't know if you have one, but I haven't seen you ever use one, so I'm going to send you this. And I appreciate it. It's already coming in handy. So there you go. Alrighty, they're all cracked. I'm going to close them up snug, but not as tight as they were. That way I know they're good. We'll get the truck started, let it warm up. And then, once it's warmed up, we'll shut it off and we'll kill each cylinder at a time. And that will tell us if we got something on the fuel side. I'm hoping it's on the, like a valves out of adjustment, which then just means we got to pop the valve covers off and we'll see which one. Pop. We'll let it warm up, get some heat in it. I don't know how well you're going to be able to hear it as the viewers, but it's not a tick. It's somewhat of a tick. It's not like a motor coming apart tick. But without all the tubing off, I can really hear it. Like, really hear it. I really don't. I'm thinking it's a valve. Like something out of adjustment. And it's tick, tick, tick. But I'll go ahead, pull fuel off, and we'll see if that noise goes away. So you can have a fuel tick, or you can have a valve. Yeah. Huh. I think it's in the top side of it. So we're gonna shut it off. Mechanical motors, proper way. Oh yeah. We're gonna take that front valve cover off. He's been barking at the deer as I go by. Oh, I don't know who this is. Definitely not fuel related. Definitely not fuel. Took the valve cover off. Noise gets drastically louder. And it's coming out of the valve, pushing out of the side. So I'm not a motor guy, as we know. Well, I don't build my own motors ever, really. I don't do machine work, any of that. Send all that stuff. The precision side of it. Like tractor motors, yeah, that's one thing. But a truck motor, no. I'm good. So, I think that means it's the valve guide. Because it is like drastic. That it's worn out and it's got some... Or it's the valve. I think that's what that actually means. Because I'll start it up and I'll show you. So with the valve cover off, you can really hear it. And if you watch right there, I'll give you guys some light. There you go. Yeah, pushing right out. Before I do any more work, we're gonna do some thinking, some investigating. So this is a head. This is a two different heads for the motor, where like the Cummins has 3. It's something in the top end, and that has a lot of carbon buildup. And well, a bunch of buddies have already put their input on it. We got to get cleaned up tomorrow, and then dismantle it some, see what we can see as far as the valve train on the top there, the rockers, and the fact that there's that much carbon. I'm thinking it needs valve guides, probably valves. Yeah, head gasket, stuff like that. Oh, which isn't that great. It's not bad, but it's just another thing. And it's running fine. It's just pushing by a little bit. So it probably doesn't have all the power, but... Alrighty. We are going to mess with that tomorrow. This is what... You go down a rabbit hole. But at the same time, these hats are going to become available at some point. My buddy Chad stopped by. He dropped some hats off previously. These are snapback hats. That color is actually, I like that color scheme a lot. And I've had a bunch of females that have asked for some female options, and so I gotta stop touching them. They're gonna get dirty. So he hooked me up with some of these. So we're gonna throw those on the store at some point because I know people want to snap back and they like. I gotta stop touching them. My hands are dirty. They like those. So, I'm frustrated. I knew it had that little noise. I was hoping it was something simple like a valve adjustment, which it might be, or valve not seating. It's just trucks. So appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good one.